Imagine stepping into your garden in late September and seeing it come alive with colors that most people think belong only to summer. What if I told you that while others are packing up their tools, you could actually plant perennials now that will reward you with stunning fall blooms and even set the stage for a breathtaking spring? Stick with me, because today I'm going to show you 12 incredible perennials you can still plant this season that most gardeners overlook. Hello, and welcome back to Serene Green Gardens, the channel where we bring you simple, budget-friendly garden tips that make your green space feel like pure magic. If you're new here, a very warm welcome to you. This is the place where your garden dreams meet easy, affordable ideas. And for my returning garden lovers, you already know we're about to make gardening not just easy, but exciting. Before we dive into these 12 gorgeous perennials, do me a quick favor. Hit that subscribe button and tap the bell so you never miss out on our garden secrets. And if you love seeing your garden thrive without breaking the bank, give this video a thumbs up. It helps the channel grow and brings more garden magic your way. First on our list is asters. Now, asters are one of those plants that quietly wait until the end of the season to take center stage, almost like the closing act of a beautiful concert. By the time September rolls in and many gardens are starting to fade, asters decide it's their turn to shine. They bloom in gorgeous shades of purple, lavender, pink, and even crisp white, creating clusters of color that brighten up any dull corner. But asters aren't just about looks, they bring movement and life into your garden. Butterflies absolutely adore them. Picture this, a sunny September afternoon, your garden dotted with purple blooms and butterflies dancing from one flower to the next. That's the kind of living artwork asters create. Another reason I love asters is how forgiving they are. You don't need rich, pampered soil or endless hours of care. As long as they get a decent amount of sunlight, they'll thrive in ordinary soil without giving you stress. And once they're settled, they come back year after year, stronger each time. Here's a little tip. If you plant asters along pathways or near sitting areas, you'll get the best view of their late-season color show and all the pollinators they attract. And trust me, when everything else is winding down, seeing those vibrant blooms will feel like your garden is giving you a little gift before winter sets in. Second on our list is sedum, also called stonecrop, and this plant is a real workhorse for fall gardens. While many flowers start looking tired in September, sedum is just hitting its stride. By late September and early October, the clusters of tiny star-shaped flowers open up, creating big, showy heads in shades of pink, red, or even coppery tones. They stand tall and sturdy, like little fireworks frozen in place, and they hold their beauty even as the season cools down. What I love about sedum is how tough it is. The nickname stonecrop isn't just for fun. It really can grow in places most plants wouldn't survive, like rocky soil or spots that don't get much water. If you're someone who forgets to water or just doesn't want to fuss over plants, sedum is the type of perennial that forgives you and keeps on thriving. Another bonus? Sedum is a pollinator magnet. Bees and butterflies can't resist those dense flower clusters, and since the blooms come so late, they provide food at a time when pollinators are running low on options. That means planting sedum isn't just good for your garden, it's good for nature too. A quick tip. Sedum look fantastic when planted in clusters or drifts, especially along borders or near pathways where the sunlight can catch their colors. Pair them with grasses or coneflowers, and you'll get a combination that feels effortless but looks like you planted all year. So, if you want a plant that's low maintenance, pollinator-friendly, and stunning all through fall, sedum deserves a permanent spot in your garden. Third on our list is chrysanthemums, or simply mums, and honestly, they're the classic face of fall gardens. When people think of autumn blooms, these cheerful flowers usually come to mind. The great thing is, planting perennial mums in late September or early October means you're not just getting bursts of color now, you're setting up your garden for years of blooms. Mums come in all sorts of colors: gold, bronze, red, orange, even soft purples and whites. They bring that warm, cozy feeling to your space, almost like wrapping your garden in a fall sweater. And unlike the store-bought mums that fade after a few weeks, putting them directly in your garden gives them a chance to root and return season after season. They're also easy to grow. Give them full sun,
decent soil, and a little water, and they'll reward you with vibrant, dome-shaped flowers that last well into October. A quick tip, mums look incredible when planted in groups or borders. Mix them with Asters or Sedum, and you'll have a colorful fall display that feels full and alive. If you want instant autumn vibes in your garden, mums are definitely the way to go. Fourth on our list is Helenium, often called Sneezeweed, though don't worry, it won't actually make you sneeze. This perennial is all about bold, fiery color when your garden needs it most. Its daisy-like flowers come in shades of yellow, orange, and red, and they bloom right through late September into October, giving your beds a glowing sunset look. Helenium loves the sun and thrives in well-drained soil, making it pretty easy to grow. It also attracts bees and butterflies, keeping your garden full of life well into fall. Here's a quick gardener's tip. Plant Helenium in groups for the best effect. A cluster of them swaying in the breeze looks like a patch of autumn fire. Pair them with grasses or coneflowers, and the colors will really pop. If you want your garden to feel warm, lively, and still bursting with energy when other plants are fading, Helenium is the perfect pick. Number 5 is Russian sage, and this plant is all about elegance. With its tall, silvery stems covered in tiny lavender blue flowers, it adds a soft, misty look to your garden right when the season starts cooling down. It's one of those perennials that doesn't just bloom, it creates atmosphere. Russian sage thrives in full sun and poor soil, so you don't need to pamper it. Once it's established, it's drought-tolerant and keeps its airy blooms going well into fall. That makes it perfect for gardeners who want beauty without the stress of high maintenance. Here's a tip. Use Russian sage as a backdrop in your garden beds. Its tall, wispy shape looks amazing behind shorter perennials like mums or black-eyed Susans. The contrast in color and texture is stunning. If you're after a plant that's graceful, hardy, and gives your garden a cool, dreamy vibe in September and October, Russian sage won't disappoint.
Sixth on our list is coneflowers, also known as echinacea. These sturdy perennials are famous for their daisy-like petals and raised centers, and while most people think of them as summer plants, they can keep blooming into early fall if planted now. Coneflowers come in more than just the classic purple. You'll find them in white, orange, and even coral, which makes them perfect for adding variety to your garden. They're also wildlife favorites. Birds love the seed heads, and pollinators like bees and butterflies can't resist the flowers. What makes them great for gardeners is their toughness. Coneflowers thrive in full sun, handle dry conditions well, and come back stronger year after year. Here's a tip. Leave the seed heads standing after the blooms fade. Not only do they add texture to your fall garden, but they also feed birds through the colder months. Coneflowers are the kind of plant that just keeps on giving. By the way, which of these perennials would you love to see in your garden this fall? Drop your favorite in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you're planting. And if you're finding this video helpful so far, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It really helps more garden lovers like you find Serene Green Gardens. Seventh on the list is Japanese anemones, and these are perfect if you want something graceful and elegant in your fall garden. Their tall, slender stems carry delicate pink or white blooms that almost look like butterflies floating in the breeze. They're late bloomers, showing off in September and October when most plants are fading, which makes them an excellent way to keep color going into fall. Japanese anemones also do well in partial shade, so if you've got a tricky corner where other flowers struggle, this plant can brighten it up beautifully. Once established, they spread gently and come back year after year, giving you more flowers without extra effort. Here's a quick tip. Plant them near fences, under trees, or alongside darker foliage plants. The soft blooms will really stand out against the backdrop. If you want something light, airy, and reliable in the cooler months, Japanese anemones are a must.
8th on our list is black-eyed Susans, those cheerful golden yellow flowers with their dark centers that glow like little suns in the garden. They're hardy, reliable, and one of the easiest perennials you can plant in late September or early October. Black-eyed Susans love full sun and will grow in just about any type of soil, which makes them perfect for beginner gardeners or anyone who doesn't want the extra fuss. Once planted, they come back year after year, often spreading to create bright patches of color that stand out even as the days get cooler. They're excellent for pollinators too. Bees, butterflies, and even birds enjoy them. And here's a tip. Plant them in groups or drifts for the best effect. A cluster of black-eyed Susans can turn even a small garden into a burst of autumn sunshine. If you want low-maintenance color that feels warm and welcoming, these beauties never disappoint. 9th on our list is Pye Weed, a tall and striking perennial that deserves way more credit than it gets. By late September, this plant is in full swing, with large clusters of fluffy pink to purple blooms that stand high above most other flowers, almost like a crown in your garden. It's a favorite for pollinators, especially butterflies. In fact, plant Pye Weed and you'll quickly notice how it turns into a natural butterfly magnet. Its height also makes it perfect for the back of borders, adding structure and a sense of drama to your fall garden. The best part is, it's not a demanding plant. It enjoys moist soil, but once established, it can adapt and thrive with little attention. Here's a tip. Plant it near fences or at the edge of your garden beds where it can tower gracefully without shading out smaller plants. Pye Weed is proof that fall gardens can be both bold and beautiful.
Coming in at number 10, let's talk about coneflowers, also known as echinacea. Now, if you've been searching for a plant that combines striking beauty with rugged resilience, this is it. Coneflowers have that classic daisy shape, but with a twist. Their petals gracefully droop downward around a bold, spiky center cone. They usually come in shades of purple and pink, but with newer varieties, you can find oranges, yellows, and even deep reds. What makes coneflowers such a fall essential is their staying power. While many summer blooms fade out by late September, coneflowers keep on pushing, holding their color well into early October. They're hardy perennials, meaning once you plant them, they come back year after year, getting stronger with time. Even better, they're drought tolerant, so if you miss a watering or two, they'll forgive you. Here's something many gardeners overlook. Coneflowers aren't just about looks. Their seed heads are an autumn feast for birds, especially goldfinches. Instead of cutting all the spent flowers away, try leaving a few standing. You'll notice finches and other small birds happily hopping from cone to cone, feeding right in your backyard. It's like turning your garden into a fall buffet for wildlife. Another great thing about coneflowers is how versatile they are. They look stunning in flower beds, borders, or even wild, meadow-styled gardens. Pair them with grasses or other late bloomers like rudbeckia, and you'll have a landscape that feels alive and natural even as the season shifts. And here's a gardener's tip. Cut some blooms earlier in the season and bring them indoors. Coneflowers make long-lasting cut flowers, and they'll add that same rustic charm to your home that they do to your garden. So if you're looking for a perennial that works hard, blooms late, supports wildlife, and still manages to be beautiful in every stage, coneflowers definitely deserve a spot in your garden this fall. Next up at number 11, let's talk about goldenrod. This is one of those plants that often gets misunderstood, but trust me, it's a hidden gem for fall gardens. For years, people have unfairly blamed goldenrod for triggering seasonal allergies. The truth is, goldenrod's pollen is too heavy to travel far. It's ragweed, which blooms at the same time, that causes the sneezing and watery eyes. So instead of avoiding it, gardeners should actually be embracing this beauty. Goldenrod is a tall, upright perennial with branching stems covered in clusters of golden yellow flowers that seem to glow under the autumn sun. By late September, when a lot of plants are winding down, goldenrod bursts into bloom, lighting up your garden with bold, cheerful color. It's like having little rays of sunshine sprinkled throughout your landscape.
What makes goldenrod truly special is how easy it is to grow. It thrives in full sun, but it isn't picky about soil. Sandy, rocky, even porous soil types don't bother it. Once it's established, it's drought-tolerant too, meaning you can plant it, give it a little care, and watch it thrive with little to no effort. That makes it a perfect low-maintenance choice for gardeners who want high impact without constant fuss.
Now, let's talk about wildlife. Goldenrod is a magnet for pollinators. Bees, butterflies, and even beneficial wasps flock to its nectar-rich blooms in the fall when food sources are starting to dwindle. If you're someone who loves to see your garden buzzing with life, goldenrod will deliver. It plays an important role in supporting pollinators at a critical time of year, and that makes it not just beautiful, but also beneficial. Here's a tip for design. Because goldenrod can grow tall, sometimes up to 4 feet or more, it works best at the back of borders or along fences, where it can provide a glowing backdrop for shorter perennials like asters or chrysanthemums. Group them in clusters, and you'll create waves of golden color that look both natural and striking. And even after the blooms fade, goldenrod doesn't lose its charm. Its seed heads can be left standing, adding texture to your garden throughout the late fall and even into winter. Plus, birds may stop by to forage on the seeds. So, if you've been avoiding goldenrod because of those allergy myths, it's time to rethink this plant. It's tough, beautiful, pollinator-friendly, and one of the easiest perennials you can plant in early fall. Goldenrod is proof that sometimes the most overlooked plants are the ones that bring the most value to your garden. And finally, number 12 is Autumn Joy, a variety of sedum that truly lives up to its name. By September, this plant is at its peak, showing off large clusters of pink blooms that gradually deepen into coppery reds as October rolls in. It's like watching your garden slowly change outfits for fall. Autumn Joy is one of the most reliable perennials you can plant now. It thrives in full sun, handles poor soil, and barely needs watering once it's established. In fact, the less you fuss over it, the happier it seems to be. Pollinators can't get enough of its flowers, and even after the blooms fade, the seed heads hold their shape, adding texture and interest well into winter. Here's a tip. Plant Autumn Joy in groups of 3 or more. Their rounded mounds look stunning together, and when the first frost arrives, you'll be amazed at how long they keep their structure. It's the perfect plant to close out your garden's fall show. And there you have it. 12 beautiful perennials you can still plant in late September and early October to keep your garden blooming strong. The best part is, these plants don't just bring color now, they come back year after year, making your garden feel alive every season without breaking the bank. So, tell me in the comments, which of these perennials are you most excited to try this fall? I'd love to hear your garden plans. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button because it really supports the channel. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Serene Green Garden and tap the notification bell so you never miss any of our garden tips. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, keep your garden serene, green, and blooming beautifully.